Most home gardeners fail with apple trees, and it's not their fault. You planted it. You watered it. You followed every instruction the nursery gave you. You read the articles. You watched the videos. And you still got nothing but disappointment and dead branches. There's a reason apple trees fight you every single year. And there's a better option sitting right in front of you that almost nobody talks about, but it changes everything. Apple trees fail in home gardens for 4 main reasons, and understanding this will save you years of frustration. 1. Disease pressure that never stops. Cedar apple rust. Fire, blight. Apple scab. Powdery mildew. These aren't occasional problems you might encounter, they're guaranteed in most climates. Your tree will get sick. It's not if, it's when. 2. They require chemical spraying schedules that home gardeners can't realistically maintain. Commercial orchards spray fungicides and pesticides 8 to 15 times per season. That's not an exaggeration. You're supposed to match that intensity at home with kids playing in the yard, with pets running around, with neighbors watching over the fence. 3. Pruning complexity that's genuinely difficult to master. Miss 1 year of pruning and your tree becomes an overgrown mess. Prune at the wrong time and you kill next year's fruit buds. Cut the wrong branches and you destroy the tree's structure. It's not intuitive. It's not beginner-friendly. It requires knowledge most people don't have. 4. Climate sensitivity that works against most backyards. If you're in a humid region, if you have high summer heat, if your winter chill hours are inconsistent, apple trees will fight you every single step. They're picky, they're demanding, and they don't forgive mistakes. Here's what nobody tells you when you buy that apple tree. Apple trees are bred for commercial farms, not backyards. They're designed for controlled environments, chemical inputs, expert management, and full-time attention. You don't have that. You don't want that. And you shouldn't need it just to grow fruit in your own yard. There's a native fruit tree that does the exact opposite of everything I just described. It's called the Pawpaw, and it's been growing in North American forests for thousands of years while you've been struggling with apples. Here's what this tree actually does in real-world conditions. Native to North America, it evolved here, it survives here, it thrives here without constant intervention. Disease-resistant, no fungal nightmares, no apocalyptic pest infestations, no commercial spray schedules required. Low maintenance requirements, minimal pruning needs, doesn't demand perfect care, tolerates mistakes. Shade-tolerant grows successfully under a canopy, doesn't need full blazing sun all day long like apples demand. Produces large tropical tasting fruit, 3 to 5 inches long, custard texture, flavor like banana, mango, vanilla combined. This isn't some exotic experiment. It's not rare. It's not unproven. This is what grew across eastern North America before European settlers ever brought apples to this continent. Let's be completely clear about what you're actually choosing between here, because the difference is massive. Spraying requirements: apple, 8 to 15 chemical applications per season minimum, or your fruit rots on the tree. Pawpaw, 0 sprays needed under normal conditions. Failure rate in home gardens. Apple, high failure rate. Most home gardeners see little to no harvestable fruit after years of effort. Pawpaw, reliable fruiting after 4 to 6 years with minimal intervention. Ongoing maintenance demands. Apple, constant pruning, fruit thinning, pest monitoring, disease management, fertilizer schedules. Pawpaw, prune only to shape the tree, fruit thins itself naturally, minimal fertilizer needs. Climate adaptability range. Apple, extremely picky about chill hours, humidity destroys them, and heat stress is common. Pawpaw, USDA hardiness zones 5 through 9, handles summer heat and winter cold. Time, investment, required. Apple, weekly monitoring during growing season, constant intervention needed. Pawpaw, seasonal check-ins, observe and harvest, minimal problem solving. For most home gardeners, this just makes more sense. You're not running a commercial orchard. You're not getting paid to manage these trees. You want fruit without turning your hobby into a second full-time job that costs money instead of making it? Let me be brutally honest about who this tree works for and who should skip it entirely. Because wasting your time is worse than not planting at all. Grow Pawpaw if you are a beginner who wants low-risk fruit production without expert knowledge. Looking for genuinely low maintenance, set it and forget it trees that don't punish mistakes. A backyard gardener without time for intensive weekly management routines. Someone who values resilient plants over high-maintenance glamour crops. Willing to wait 4 to 6 years for first fruit production. This isn't instant. Interested in unique flavors instead of grocery store replicas. Do not grow Pawpaw if you want apples. Pawpaws taste tropical, custard-like, absolutely nothing like conventional apples. Need fruit production in year 2. This is not instant gratification, patience required. Live in extreme climates outside zones 5 through 9, true deserts, coastal salt spray areas, extreme cold. Expect zero effort ever. You still need proper planting, cross-pollination with a second tree, basic establishment care. Want fruit that ships well. Pawpaws bruise easily. They're backyard fruit, not commercial crops. Have no space for 2 trees minimum. They need cross-pollination to fruit reliably. This isn't magic. This isn't a miracle tree. It's simply matching the right plant to the right situation and the right gardener. Apple trees fail in home gardens because you were set up to fail from the start. The system sold you an industrial crop for a backyard setting. If apple trees failed you, it doesn't mean you failed as a gardener. It means you chose the wrong tree for your situation. You were told apples are beginner-friendly. They're not. They never were. You were sold a commercial crop for a backyard setting. That's not your fault. That's marketing. Stop fighting trees that weren't bred for your environment. Stop spending money on sprays and interventions. Start growing what actually works in real backyards with real limitations. The right tree makes all the difference. And for most people, that tree isn't an apple.